Tweet the stream, use the hashtag HCS. Luminosity taking on Str8 Rippin. Str8 Rippin coming off the back of losing Renegade. In comes Denoxide. Really quickly, Harry, we spoke about this one outside of the game. Give me your thoughts on adding Denoxide to this roster.
I actually think this makes Str8 Rippin a lot more of a well-rounded roster. It frees up a lot of the roles of the other players on this team. You can see already a very strong start from them. We saw Funnies go down early on, but APG and Ace chiming in with kills would certainly help them out in that respect. Looks like Heinz here has just picked up a kill as well, but yeah, I really like the addition of Denoxide. At Worlds, it almost seemed like they were almost waiting for Renegade to do something, you know, and Heinz himself says, hey, we're playing more like a unit now. We're so much more comfortable in playing as a team. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Str8 really make a long run into the bracket at this point.
And of course, on the opposing side of Luminosity, you will see an old name there, Trippy, who was on the roster, then he was booted off the roster and now finds himself back on it. Of course, a few team changes went down throughout the Halo World Championship 2017. Now the roster's moving in for the new season. They are locked at this moment in time as we are here at HCS Daytona. We'll be seeing who comes out on top and looking forward to seeing more teams kind of kicking it off and see if we get any more changes throughout the entirety of the Pro League. But less about that, more about this. 11 points. We're going to see Str8 take an early lead. 2 plots will be in hand for them. At the moment, Luminosity is struggling to really find themselves some groundwork on the map. Finally, they do. They take down 2, make that 3. APG will fall at the hands of Victory X in the kill feed. And now they have 2 plots that can start ticking away some time. 10-23, only 1 minute 30 into the game. Currently, grenades go down, no hit markers will be found. You can see the player outlines. Me and Harry believing the observer mode on for a little while. One player does come round from there on the sneaky bend. He's forced to move back onto fans. One player goes out on the bend.
Yeah, so what we're seeing right here is these players just funneling around the turbine. This is because Str8 at the moment are battling for the pit, but also because if you look at the timer in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, the overshield coming up very soon as well. So that turbine area is very important to make sure you secure that overshield. Looking across the board at the moment, it doesn't look like anyone's going to pick that one up. Ace blows up the barrel, takes down Ninja. That's going to... excuse me, it was actually Ninja who picked up the camouflage. So that's going to be burnt. LG getting both power-ups. Trippy with the overshield now as well. Ninja burning the camouflage, Trippy with the overshield means they're going to know their timing on the next one. So Str8, although they have the lead right now, they do not have control and they do not know the timing on the power-ups.
Trippy doing some awesome work though with the OS. Nice push in from him, very aggressive to help his teammate out. Push one outside of red. They did keep that for a while, which allowed his teammates also to clear up on the opposing side of blue. Think he got the stick? Yes, he did. Still making fantastic work with this OS. Turns around, there's another player behind him. Doesn't get the stick on that one. Doesn't get any hit markers. In fact, he does. Victory X comes in also. Look at the assist medals here. Trippy doing so much damage.
Yeah, that's beautiful play right there from Trippy. You can see they're losing blue base at the moment, but that play right there on BR, just posting up, letting his teammates in Turbine come up to the sneaky, help him out. We saw Ninja get a back smack right there. Although Trippy may not have been getting the kills, he did get a stick onto a guy trying to jump up to BR, and he was putting damage down and being a nuisance and staying alive. He does finally go down. 2 kills there from Str8 means they could potentially take back the pit right here.
They just throw 4 bodies straight into pit, and all of a sudden it transfers back into the hands of Str8 Rippin. 34-23. It was a great start from Str8 Rippin, but I tell you what, Luminosity, they turn things around rather quickly. Nice bit of patient play there, I've got to say, coming out of a member from Luminosity. Didn't quite see which player it was, hiding back on fans, just waiting for his teammates to spawn. It then allowed him to push through and secure blue base. So they will at least stop this triple cap, stop the bleeding as we like to call it, but there is still a small little cut there. Grenade goes down, looking for some hit markers, which he does find, Harry.
Yeah, if you look at the timer right now though, Sims, it's coming around to that 8-minute mark, which means it was 2 minutes ago the power-ups came up. LG got the last 2, so they're going to know the timing. Look for players to fight around the turbine and the tower area to make sure they're in a prime position to pick up those power-ups.
APG on his own here, inside blue. One player's going to be coming from behind also, but he does pretty much get boxed in there. He will drop down. We'll see Luminosity. They're going to keep that hill, but they won't keep the time.
Oh my word.
Sweet mother of God.
What's
Look
happening?
at this movement. What?
I don't know.
I think there were several missed ninjas and various things.
It seemed like everyone right there was just trying to stay alive by ground pounding
That
off the
ground
map
pound
and
was
then coming
amazing.
back in. I really have no idea what just happened.
Good God, that actually saved him. He ground pounded in mid-air, and that player just missed the beatdown.
And then there was
complete
an LG player doing the exact same thing as well, and almost ground pounding him as well. So that was kind of a scary moment there for Str8, and as a result, lost most of his overshield and now his life. 3 kills for LG.
1, 2, 3 bodies of Str8 Rippin. They will go down. This now gives Luminosity some breathing room. They really apply the pressure, but I tell you what, Harry, not only have they taken some breathing room, they've taken full advantage. They have triple cap in effect. They're rocking the points up faster than you normally would with just the 2, and they're really getting as much out of this as they possibly can. And look at this. There's no stopping them whatsoever. Ninja's just going to run in, even though he's still half shield. He's diving in that hill. He's putting the pressure on. That kind of at this point, fair enough, he didn't get the hill with die carry, but it at least draws Str8 Rippin back to focus.
I'm not sure I like that play though. I mean, you can see Denoxide cleaned him up quite easily, and now he's just got a perfect on Trippy, and now it's Str8 with the momentum. Ninja right there, if he stays alive and did what Trippy did earlier on, gets on the BR, he's a bit more of a nuisance right there. I think LG still has control at this point, so in my opinion, a bit more of a misplay right there, as my friend P-Squared would say. But check out the timer in the bottom right once again. It's around that 2-minute mark since the last power-up came up. So once again, look for teams to kind of gravitate towards the turbine and the tower.
Saying, look here on T3, DMR in hand, will drop ace. 2 players do get aggressive on him and force him back. We're going to see the assist medal coming also as that one player of Richie Hines transitions down into bottom mid. We've not seen him though. We saw him on the player outlines, but he slid past him behind that pillar, moving back to show you guys some of the players' faces that they're getting into this. Back to the field now. We'll find Ninja down in bottom mid, but it doesn't matter. We've got Ace and APG there with 1 kill apiece. 50 points here in the hands of Str8 Rippin. Obviously, you've got T2 behind these gentlemen, giving all the shots and calling all the call-outs. Ninja will jump out of the window, but unfortunately gets a little bit too overzealous. Doesn't realize that Richie Hines is over here anchoring this point as he now moves into red base.
So something I've been actually very impressed with from Str8 is the fact that, do you remember that kind of series of play where the power-ups was coming up and LG was able to get both of them, although Ninja burned the camouflage? They've actually been able to grab both of the power-ups at the last 2 times as well. So Str8 really turning their fortunes around, trying to find a player here who is alive. It's Ace, who's already picked up 1. And now you can see this could be a potential triple cap here for Str8 Rippin, and LG are already rotating around the opposite end of the map to get the inside base. And you have to ask, is there any Str8 Rippin members there to try and pressure that? No, they're just going to give that up. I think that's a smart play. And you can see, again, Ace here rotating to the turbine, making sure his team has this kind of map control. And we haven't really spoken too much about turbine outside of overshield control. It's also very useful for pit control as well, because you have height advantage and can see most of the pit potholes from that area of the map. So very important you can test that area.
He's going back a little bit, and I don't want to kind of distinguish too much from what's going on, but the kind of man of the hour there while all was going down, Harry, was Richie Hines. He was anchoring outside on turbine. He was watching that base and making sure. Fair enough, there were members of Luminosity going in for it, but he didn't challenge. He didn't just go diving in. He just sat back. He had the BR. He was on the fan. He was the anchor. He kind of put Rippin in the driving seat for those few seconds while he was the last one standing. 81 points now. LG the lead 42 members. Blows up the barrel, doesn't get the kill, but at least gets an assist. Ninja comes in to clear house. One player in front of him. There's going to be a second one with no shield whatsoever. 1, 2, 3, 4 down.
Yeah, very important time to get those kills as well, because the power-ups are coming now as well, and that's going to be a massive boost here for LG, but it doesn't look like any players are actually in a position from them to pick those up at the moment, so I'll keep an eye on our points of view. Looks like Ninja is over at the tower at the moment to try and contest that, and in fact, he will grab that. He's in an engagement at the moment. That's taken down there by Denoxide. So now it's up to Saiyan and his teammate right there. That's going to be Trippy to grab the overshield. Very nice play from those two to make sure they secure that other tower.
Very, very, very important kill, because now it's going to be the pit moving into the hands of Str8 Rippin. Trippy once again. Can he do as much damage as he did last time? There's the second triple kill. He's outside the window. He's not going to get it, but it doesn't matter. It's done its job. It's allowed them to move back, and it's also allowed them to win the game. Luminosity Gaming, they take game number 1. Strongholds on Empire. You've got to give it to Trippy.
Yeah.
Absolutely not just putting it to good use, but abusing the overshield. Fair enough, it's not all about getting the kills. The pressure that he applied, Harry, to Str8 Rippin, just to make sure that they kept those outside bases was absolutely fantastic. Textbook work, especially when you've got your teammates following up and cleaning up the stuff that you can't finish off.
Absolutely. Those kind of intangible plays. Trippy, definitely the MVP of that game for me. I mean, you summed it up perfectly, Sims. We saw when LG got those 4 kills in a row, he worked perfectly with Saiyan, who we were on the point of view of, to grab that overshield to really seal out the game. But also earlier on in the game, putting that pressure on Red BR, staying alive, putting damage down, so important, especially on a hectic game type like Empire Strongholds. We can see the stats right here. Ninja, not the highest kill game in the world, but you can see his teammates definitely making up for it. Saiyan and Trippy, the duo, 43 kills between the two of those.
Take a look at the damage done as well. Saiyan over 3K. The only player on the board over 3K. 61 kills coming out of Str8 Rippin, 69. So kind of not too far. They were outslayed, but not exactly by that much. And as you kind of said, it was the 10. I mean, right there was just the OS. But I mean, fair enough, Ninja was in with 9. You could see he was definitely doing the work. But Trippy with that OS just pushing hard on the strongholds. Down at the bottom as well, APG doing some very, very nice work for his team. 11 strongholds captured. It's always good to look. I mean, fair enough, we can sit and talk about stats all day. But when it comes to objective, it's simply about the W. And I mean, we have a bit of a giggle about it sometimes in matchmaking where we'll just see kids. It's like, yeah, fair enough, you might have 6.4 billion kills, but we're currently 2-0 down on flag, lads. Let's stop playing like an idiot. And you know, we do see this, and fair enough, we can talk into stats time and time again, but man, these players that love to just get stuck in and do the objective work, I've got to give them credit.
Yeah. Another stat I actually want to talk about, we talk about power-ups a lot on that game number 1 we just saw, Empire. Obviously, the only 2 real kind of focal points on the map, right? That overshield and the camouflage. It was actually LG who outpointed, out-power-up, pick-upped to the Str8 Rippin squad. They picked up 7 power-ups in comparison to Str8's just the 3. So that really kind of told the story of the final score. I mean, you know, it wasn't really too. It wasn't a complete whitewash, right? I mean, it was 100 to 77. A couple of overshields, a couple of camouflages going the other way. Maybe the result would have been turned on its head. So, looking forward to game number 2.
Do you want to know what's interesting about that one as well? I actually spoke to Luminosity before this. They were slightly worried because they don't have a coach calling them out. They aren't playing without a coach currently.
Interesting.
And you know, you can see in the foreground, you got, I believe that is Tom T-Squared Taylor. You know, it's. You've got to look at that one. I'm surprised they were so worried, especially when you put that stat into line when they don't have that 5th man calling those times out. Credit where credit's due. They picked it up, and ultimately it may have cost Str8 the game.
Yeah, it's very important on a map like that. I mean, like we said, it's the 2 main focal points on the map. The only 2 real game changers that come up every 2 minutes. You have to fight for. You have to split your resources, and having that 5th man outside the game, fair enough, maybe not calling out every single call out and clogging up the comms, but just being clear and concise and letting your team know, hey, 2 of you go this way, 2 of you go that way, or 3 guys need to go this way, you know. I'm very surprised, actually, the Str8 weren't able to be more efficient and were outclassed by LG, considering they had that veteran voice in the back that could have told them, you know, those pushes. So very well played by LG right there, and they'll take game number 1, which is honestly very surprising. I actually have Str8 winning this series, so this in my opinion could go the distance, but LG very impressive so far, in particular the new addition in Trippy.
Game 2, we are locked, we are loaded, and we are about to go live. It's going to be Team Slayer on Eden. A few minor changes to this one, Harry. Obviously coming in with the new settings. You got the P shooter on there, you got the movement of the OS as well. Big fan of the movement of the OS. You got no more absolute kind of dogpiling in pit at the start. And
I'm actually a massive fan of the removal of the rocket launcher as well. So that rocket launcher has actually been replaced by the overshield, and now you're going to see that overshield coming up every 2 minutes and the sniper coming up every 3 minutes. The 2 main focal points on the map. That's going to be the buzzword of this weekend, I think, the focal points.
The one thing I have seen, which can be a little bit dangerous sometimes, and I'm surprised of it because I'm usually playing like trash, to be honest, but I've seen quite a few times where a player will manage to not only bag the OS, but they'll then move and pick up the sniper. If they've got a player kind of chilling, you know, and the sniper is still there, and they're controlling that side of the map, a few times I've managed to face a player that has the sniper rifle and the OS. And whether we start to see that, I don't think we'll be seeing at this kind of level, because I don't think players are going to simply allow them to do it. But it's certainly something that I've seen a fair few times.
Yeah, it looks like we have a bit of a false start here on the LG side. We are watching straight on screens at the moment. Looks like it might just be a bit of a warm-up or something. Not sure if they're actually in the game. But Eden Slayer is like we were talking about, all about the overshield and that sniper. And the starting push, in particular for the red team, is actually very important because blue team has that definite advantage spawn in terms of grabbing that sniper off the bat. And if you let a team grab a sniper on Eden Slayer, it's so easy if you have a coordinated team to rotate around the map. There's so many avenues you can take, especially with this new radar where you're just not seen when you move. If you don't sprint, you can easily flank down bottom middle and jump up to Turbine and take very unorthodox and sneaky routes. So looking forward to seeing how Eden Slayer plays out between these two teams. I think it could be a definite uphill struggle from the get-go for Str8 Rippin. They are the red team, and they're going to have to fight early on for that sniper rifle.
Well, we'll be seeing in just a second who does pretty much grab that weapon and, honestly, more than likely come out on top. We've seen it, how it can be such a devastating weapon in the right hands, and especially if you just control it. Once you get that, like, initial lead, if you've got that side locked down, you know, if you're holding red or blue and you've got a good lead, there's no point. I mean, actually, I'm saying this, I got proved wrong in the previous game where we just saw Penguin watching his teammates dying pretty much in front of his face. But when you've got a nice little lead and you've got that buffer, why not sit back? Why not bring the sniper rifle back to a base and just chill? There's no point in going out there. There's no point in giving up. You might as well sit back, let them come to you, and just try and pick faces.
Yeah, exactly. And rotating that power weapon in particular is what can really escalate your team into a massive, colossal lead that sometimes can be unsurmountable on this map. If you can rotate the sniper from blue while the team is collapsing on you at blue, round to the safe side of the map, say to tower or turbine, and back round to red and keep picking faces, that's untradeable kills. You're adding to your team's lead or clawing away the other team's lead. So very important that you grab the sniper off the start and fight around that. But also don't forget, more frequently than the sniper coming up, that overshield in turbine as well.
Yeah.
So that sniper playing a pivotal part in making sure your team has that turbine control to grab that power up and make aggressive pushes to even further your team's lead.
It can be the key, can the OS, to if a team does have that setup where they have a sniper to sat back chilling, you've got the setup, really cracking it. You know, if you want to crack the egg and you want to move forward, you've got to get that OS, and you've got to be a coordinated team at the end of the day. Because if you can just run in and the team's set up, they're just going to drill you. You're going to drop.
You've got to crack the egg. You've got to whisk it. You've got to scramble it.
Is that what we're saying?
Poach it. Poached eggs on toast.
That is Major King.
I'm kind of hungry now.
Slayer.
Say this.
Let's see what you can do.
We've got another game after this one.
Shame.
Slayer on Eden, ladies and gentlemen, first to get 50 kills, or the team that has the most when the time runs down will be your victor. Game number 2. Speaking of victor, let's kick it off with Victory X. This is Luminosity Gaming taking on Str8 Rippin. Game 2, LG lead 1-0.
Yeah, so what Victory X is doing right here is contesting catwalk. So his teammate who just grabbed the sniper, that's going to be Ninja actually, who grabbed that kill contested. The counter to try and contest the sniper if you are red team is get to top catwalk and shoot those barrels and shoot the player who tries to grab that. Ninja at the moment in a bit of a sneaky wicket, to be honest with you. 2 of his teammates just went down, and Str8 Rippin are going to be hunting him like dogs at the moment. And look at this rotation. This is what we were talking about. Rotate to your teammates. Make sure you keep this sniper out of the hands of the enemy. And this is what we're talking about, man. If Ninja can pop faces, Luminosity will have a lead within minutes.
Ninja can snipe as well, so you've got to be careful. He's a man. He's a bit of a machine as well. Personally didn't like that play. He should have backed down. There were no point. And fair enough, he did have help and support, and maybe that's why he didn't. And fair enough, you've got your teammates getting some serious kills. I believe that's 3 down at the moment for Str8 Rippin, but I didn't like the play. He might as well just backed off, live to fight another day. Sniper rifle will drop down. We'll see who's going to pick that up. It's actually going to be Sayen. He'll be forced back, though. Grenade goes down. Ninja jumps up. Unfortunately, feels the full force of it. Now Sniper Rifle will be in the reaching distance of Richie Hines, or at least a member of Str8 Rippin, but they've got to find it. I believe it's out in the open. He's just copped wind of it. He's going to grab that thrust back in the window. 7-7. He can set up and try and find some faces, Harry.
Yeah, and this is the kind of time of the game where if you're LG, do you just say, hey, we just have to wait for this overshield coming up, right? I mean, it's 30 seconds. Do we try and get a kill like Sane just did there in the kill feed and just sit back on that 1 kill lead until the overshield comes up? Oh, no, Hines didn't quite get that lunge right there. And now it's actually paid off for them. Playing patient right there, it means Victory now has the sniper, and with the overshield coming up, they can actually hold down and lock down this turbine area and grab that power up for free. There goes Ace's face, and it could be 2 in a row. Didn't quite pull the trigger in time, tags the player there as well. But the overshield coming up, you can see LG at the moment kind of locked out. You can see as well Ninja and Victory working so well together. That should really be the overshield going to Luminosity.
I'll tell you what, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but Victory X, oldest player in the HCS, he has adapted so well to Halo 5.
I love this. Oh, I thought he was just going to wait for a Str8 member to come around the corner.
Use it as bait.
Yeah, I love the idea right there, but he was just going to wait a couple of seconds. But there goes Ninja again, a little bit too over-aggressive. He does still have Victory just sitting back right here. That's 2 unnecessary deaths given away and 2 kills given to Str8 right there. Why not just sit and block down the map, make sure no players flank? That was kind of unnecessary, although they do have the lead to kind of throw away. 15 seconds until the next sniper comes up, and Victory's in a perfect position to pick any players that go for that. So not too sure about that overzealous push there from Ninja. Maybe a bit of miscommunication, but
See, that's what you want to do. If you're going to get tagged up, it's... Oh, actually, I'm saying this, but I didn't realize he also had a player down below him as well. You can see now a battle will take place. Don't think... Yes, he did at least tag him up there, so get the nuke combo. Ace will drop down. I believe he potentially...
Ninja tried to pick up the new sniper. That's why I switched to him, but he got blown to smithereens.
The barrel is just too OP, Ninja. I'm sorry. Those barrels, you got to be careful
clear
about.
Those barrels, man.
I think potentially we may have listenings ready to go in the back. We'll try and get a Luminosity one teed up and ready to rock and roll. He just keeps I mean, I'm blaming you for this, but let's curse this gas Harry.
I see him with a sniper, though. I'm like, we have to watch Ninja, but he just keeps going down, man.
Well, Denoxide is a person who can also snipe, also tanks up one, gets a snapshot, grenade goes down, checking his corners. I like that play, fair enough. You're not going to kill someone without just a random grenade, but you'll at least get the hit markers. You can call and you can watch those corners. Will jump up onto the platform, scoping around, making sure control room is clear. As he moves forward, does dive up. Is it clear? Yes, it is indeed. So now, control and security completely locked down. We'll transition to top mid. What do you think about being here with the sniper? Fair enough, you've got eyes over where Overshield's going to be spawning, but certainly once it's done, I'd like to see him out of here.
Yeah, it's very advanced, and you can see, actually there on his radar, he kind of scoped in on a player.
Sprinting.
Yep, there you go. There goes Victory's face. I'm looking across to see who picked up the overshield as that was coming up. Didn't quite see actually anyone pick that one up, so maybe it might have been burnt, but yeah, nice pick there from Denoxide, but his team at the moment down by 4, and down by 3, down by 4 again. So Denoxide again and his team need to make sure they try and quell the pressure right here from LG. What they're doing is speeding the game up because they know Denoxide has that snipe. Very well played there from LG. And now they're going to have that power weapon in their position. You can see
nice. Stand your ground.
Taking down APG. I was about to say you could see Cam, that's Victory X, in blue, about to pick up that sniper, but that once again is going to go, I believe, in the hands of a Str8 Rippin member. Not quite picked up just yet, but I'll keep an eye on that for you.
Harry, while all that was going on, that was kind of brought back by Victory X. Just pushing it. Yeah. You know, you saw him, he knew that Denoxide had that sniper rifle. Even though he had no shield, he still challenged with the BR, because the BR in this game, especially now you don't have these automatics and you get these long-range one-on-one battles, the BR is a really, really damn good weapon. It's gone from being good in Halo 5 to now being even God mode, especially that you can get these long-range engagements.
So this game has kind of slowed down a little bit right here, so I want to hop into Observer mode. This is because in the next 20 seconds, this game is going to speed up very much because both the Overshield and the Sniper Rifle is going to be coming up. So both teams have to make a decision. How many resources, how many players do we send towards the Overshield and towards Turbine to fight for that power-up? And how many players do we send to try and pick up the Sniper and grab that weapon and put kills on the board? Right now, if you're Str8, you kind of need both of them, to be honest with you, because if you lose a fight, all of a sudden you lose the power weapon and the power-up, and then you're down by more than 4. So it's going to be tough for them to come back in this game if they lose this fight. It's going to be Denoxide to pick up the snipe. And it looks like LG are primed and ready to fight for this turbine. It's going to be all on Denoxide right here.
Oh, the light rifle, though, tags him up at least with the no-scope, and then Hines comes in, gets the assist. Now the OS is up. Ninja comes in with the double. Triple isn't there, unfortunately. That's probably going to be an OS going in the hands of Str8 Rippin. Ace with a nice double as well. Richie Hines, he's on the back foot. He's making sure nobody can move around and take out the knock side from behind. You've got APG over in the security and control area, keeping that way blocked. And now the knock side, he's allowed to run free, Harry. That is absolutely cracking teamwork here from Str8 Rippin. Playing around the knock side, making sure he's got plenty of room to move. No one's pushing him.
Oh.
And now he's just got to make sure a couple more shots like that do at least find the target. They're only down by 2 and there's 5 minutes left. Ace, APG, Ace. Look at that kill feed. On scene is triple A, over and over again. Those two guys have been playing together for a while now. They know how each other work. They kind of bounce off each other like a bit of a duo. Str8 Rippin, Harry, they're only down by 1.
How does he tag that shot? I mean, he barely saw the player. That flick with the no-scope to tag that player. Fair enough, he didn't get the kill, but geez, man. And don't forget, when the overshield and the sniper was coming up, Str8 Rippin were down by 4. They're only down by 1 now, and you can see LG as a response to that, they've completely slowed this game down. Check out Saiyan right here. He's just kind of turtling in the base. You can see on all the kind of service tags right there, all players from LG just slowing down. They know this man right here from Str8 Rippin has an absolute eagle eye, and they will be punished if they push a little bit too aggressively. And you can see the unorthodox angles he's taking to just try and get a pick. They're so well drilled in this kind of standoff scenario. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this man can do with this weapon. Let's see if he can pick some faces and bring Str8 Rippin within touching distance of winning this game.
I think it'd be nice if we could just hop into observer mode just so we can show the people at home where exactly these people are on Luminosity. He needs to find these players, and here comes the push. Unfortunately, it's Ninja once again who does die up on Mini Cat. One player will... Oh, that's disgusting. Saiyan. He will lose his mind also. Trippy does appear on the radar. The knock side, though, been aggressive on that OS. I like it. Tries to keep it out of the hands of Luminosity. They're now down by 1. Excuse me, they now advance up from 1, make that 2. It's going to be Victory X who picks up. He knows exactly where the knock side is, though, as Ninja will finish off APG. Also, one-on-one battle here with Hines. Hines doing some really damn good work, though, on Victory X. He's got no OS left, and he was 1 shot away from dying. 39 to 36. 110% though, Harry. It's Luminosity who's come out on top of this engagement.
Yeah, they did, but again, they're only going by 2. Victory playing that very smart and very patient right there. Catches Ace off guard and actually in a good
Sees
position.
the barrels.
he saw his life flash before his eyes, man. He was like, nope, no way. And this is going to be, again, yeah, kind of an interesting situation. We have the knock side again with the sniper, so it's kind of a repeat of what we just saw.
Well, hopefully this time they can at least win the engagement, because before it put them in this position where they were down by 4. They're now down by 2. 2:30 remaining on the clock. I don't think we're going to be seeing 50 here. I think it's going to be a very passive play. They've just got to make sure that none of these Luminosity players just overextend a little bit too much. I like that. Gandhi hop and jump as well, because they know he's going to be watching. Mr. Eagle Eye himself, the knock side, he's going to be watching. He's going to be creeping. And if he finds one, honestly, you just need to give this man a follicle of a hair. He'll see it and he'll clip it every single time.
Every single time. 2 minutes left in the game. This one's really slowed down at multiple points of the game. Just a 2-kill game, don't forget. And it looks like Str8 actually formulating a push right here. You can see the red outlines. They're all collapsing on red. Hines will take down the first 3 in a row. Could be 4 in a row. This could be Str8 actually taking the game. If they can find the final player in pit, that's going to be Ninja. If he goes down, it's going to be Str8 with the lead. And there you go. And now they have red base with the sniper as well. The knock side just didn't trust his instincts. Ran. He literally unscoped at the wrong time, and this is the kind of period of the game where you just have to slow down. Denoxide, though, is he going to expect this red flank from the turbine, excuse me, from the tower? And there you go, it's going to be Ninja. He's going to come around the corner, and Overshield coming up right here. It's going to be LG with a 2-kill lead, the sniper, and the Overshield. Str8, they have 1 minute 20 left in the game, Sims. How are they going to bring this one back?
This is insane. Like, Str8, they keep, you know, coming out on top, just edging over Luminosity, and all of a sudden Luminosity, nah. I'm sorry, boys, you won a couple of kills there, but we're going to double what you just did. Ninja, sniper rifle in hand. I believe it's Victory X also. Cam with a, you know, he's got it on his back. He's moving around. 1 player jumps up. 2 members, though, of Luminosity, they will fall. Great play from Ninja. It's time to bail, boy. It's time to get out of here. Rotates back to where his teammates are going to be spawning. He will check over at blue, make sure nobody's moving across top cap. And nobody is. They know he has a sniper rifle, and they know they only have 40 seconds left. Ooh. Down by 2. Takes 2 bullets, doesn't make either of them count, unfortunately. But his teammates with him, they're going to push aggressively. But he doesn't know on radar. There's somebody to his left-hand side. I'm not entirely sure which player that was. APG, though. Big flank here. There's one.
My.
This could be a sick double.
Oh!
He gets it. Triples in the window above him.
No!
Oh, he takes him down, unfortunately. 1-on-1.
Oh!
Str8 Rippin lose game number 2.
Oh, my.
Holy clutch LG.
50-49.
Good God.
Oh, if APG just looks up in the sky and sees that player, no shields, about to land on his head. It's just a beatdown right there. And they win that game.
Wow.
That was a game of inches.
That's, yeah. That escalated rather quickly towards the end.
Oh, my.
I did not expect that at all. I really didn't.
Str8 did the right thing, right? You have to formulate a push. When you're down and you only have 30 seconds left, you have to just throw the kitchen sink at the game. And they did that, to their credit. But again,
I've never thrown a kitchen sink at a game.
have you not?
No.
Oh, it's
I'd expect it to break it, to be fair.
It's quite fun. Saiyan actually had a frenzy that game. We didn't really speak about him at all.
So I played with him earlier on. I jumped in their FFA, and I not only can realize how trash I am, but realize how good these guys are. Like, I was watching Saiyan's POV, and the amount of perfect shots he hits is disgusting. Like, he will literally spin around on a pinhead, and he was just fiving his teammates. Even been, like, 1 or 2 shots down, he always waits till that last moment. Like, he holds the thrust till the very kind of emergency point where he's about to die, then hits it, and somehow just lands the shots every single time. The kid is an absolute monster. Trippy, 6 and 13, but bagging 12 assists. Great work from him. Looking across the board again, the score doesn't really tell the full story. It was a very, very close game. Saiyan, though, doing some serious work. Ninja, unfortunately, negative too. A couple of little questionable players, but hey, who are we to question?
That's things people have been saying about Ninja for a long time, like even since the Reach days. He's a very, very aggressive player, and without a coach behind him to say, hey, just reel it in, Tyler, you know, just relax here, you're being a little bit too aggressive. You know, sometimes he can make those pushes, but he's always doing it for the benefit of the team. He's always being that kind of wrecking ball for his team, putting damage down. He might sacrifice his own stats for that, but if it opens opportunities for his team, then absolutely he should do it. But I really hope we have a replay of that kind of final skirmish, because the APG flank was so perfectly played. To get that double is so clutch. But I'm so certain that third player was no shields above him. I'm pretty sure I saw his teammate shooting him the whole time. I think I saw his shields pop. I want to just get confirmation on that. Just a beatdown, a shot, anything on that third player, and Str8 win that game.
Now, the thing is, and we kind of spoke about this coming into this event, Harry, he wouldn't have, you know, when we look at the new radar settings, he had the BR. He just walked his way around, base movement speed, nobody knew where he was. It was a massive flank. And that last shot to thrust out of the way and then go back was clutch. In fact, he shot him as he was thrusting through midair. It was absolutely clutch.
Yeah.
It's disappointing, you know, that they didn't get that. They'll be kicking themselves a little bit, especially if it is, as you said, he was pretty much flashing as he entered that building. The triple was there, didn't quite get it. Things do happen, unfortunately. But like he says, being able to flank around and do what he did now, you're going to see a lot more of that.
Oh, yeah.
And especially with players that are well known for it. We were speaking about a couple of players that
Stola.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're just going to excel off of that. I mean, we talk about the weapon changes and stuff.
The radar.
But it's mainly the radar what's going to excel those players.
So, yeah, here are the highlights from the game. I actually almost wonder whether or not APG kind of expected his teammate to clean up that player. We saw some beautiful shots throughout the game, but maybe APG, maybe it was someone else on Str8 Rippin who choked. Maybe it wasn't APG. Maybe they both choked. I don't know. I'm really hoping we have it. But Denoxide, all game was hitting some delightful shots. He'll be particularly disappointed that his team didn't come out with the win in that one. And hopefully, I'm so hoping we have that replay.
Oh, well, we've actually been told that in his here we may actually have it.
Ooh.
Hopefully they slow it down and we can actually get a bit more of a look into it. But
so intense.
you looked at some of these, you know, these battles that happened. This is the second one that they won, but there were a few of them that when the engagement... Oh,
here
this is it. So there's one.
Okay.
Bang.
Pretty sure I saw in his peripheral. Yeah, there he is.
No shield.
Shields.
He beats it. Oh, he lands on his head and beats him down. No shield.
No. I think he was actually being shot from outside. So that's
all.
That's all on APG right there. Whether it's a communication thing, whether someone just didn't call that player out. bear in mind that is kind of the most hectic moment of the game. You literally have about 10 seconds left. It's 49-49. Communication's got to be so cluttered right there. And that's a big moment in this series, Sims, because right now this series is 2-0 to LG. We could be 1-1 right now if APG just gets anything on that last guy.
You can see what's happened, though. He's jumped up, and he's obviously been blocked by the wall. And as he's jumped through the air, he's literally landed on APG's head and just took a free kill.
Jimbo would have ground pound him.
Jimbo would have ground pounded.
And that's why Jimbo's a EU scrub. But anyway, back to NA.
You're going to throw him under the bus like that?
Yeah,
he's not even here to defend himself.
Hey, he's a friend.
That's what you think now. He's now just,
he was a friend.
He's removing that unhost, the auto host as we speak.
Rip.
The Wonder Broom will be no more. So let's bring up a series layout on screen for you guys at home if you are just joining us. Obviously, this currently is Str8 Rippin versus Luminosity Gaming. Luminosity taking game number 1, Empire Strongholds, 100 points, 277. Eden Team Slayers, we just saw on screen. A very clutch kick-ass game, 50-49. LG one more game away from claiming victory in this series. Truth CTF, talk to me about this one, Harry. Obviously, the automatics are now gone. We've got attack mag down bottom mid. How does this game play?
Pretty much the same, to be honest with you, except it's more about kind of skill-based fights, right? I mean, we don't really kind of see that spray and pray action anymore. It's more about working together as a team. Honestly, without the assault rifles, not the biggest change. The biggest change right now is the new radar. Again, you can flank and kind of post up on the front base now. You can go in the courtyard. You can shoot to the carbine cuts, the pink cuts. You can be a nuisance. You can flank into the basement. You can just post up and really distract the enemy team. Whereas before, with the motion tracker, if you were always on that radar, you just couldn't do that because you'd just be called out by the enemy team like, hey, there's a guy off front base, clean him up, will you? Whereas now you can really just be that sneaky beaver and be a real nuisance to the enemy team. So that's, in my opinion, the biggest change. We're going to see teams and players in particular do that a lot. It's almost kind of a position if you're pressing the enemy base, you want to be holding that courtyard, flanking into bottom middle, flanking into the basement, and then if they are all trapped in a flag, you can lift up, you can jump up, or you can push around to Eli if they're pushing pink. There's a whole different kind of meta to the game now with the radar changes. I just love how this game type plays. And don't forget, that tactical magnum at bottom middle as well. That now has a 2x scope. The regular magnum with a 1.5 scope, the tactical magnum has that 2x scope. So if you pick up that tactical magnum, get yourself up on pink 3, even pink 2, even your own window. You can shoot cross map so much easier because not only is it that enhanced scope, you also don't have that magnum in your peripheral kind of distracting you as well. So very much looking forward to seeing how these two teams play this one.
Obviously, we've talked about changes. We talked about the attack mag, talked about the radar. Let's also talk about the removal of the rifles.
Yes.
Now, the removal, obviously, we had version 2, which removed the carbine. Version 3 and the final one took away the BR also. The BR had changed position. But a few changes here and there. We obviously, at one point, we even saw BRs placed below the base.
Yep.
Now there's no rifles on this map. If anyone follows Mikun, you'll see he's been a big influence on this. He's always wanted rid of these, even though he was somebody who would pick up a carbine and just literally destroy teams, pick them apart piece by piece. And even though he was good with that, he still says, no, this isn't good. So when we look now, it's missing the rifles. We obviously see an absolute ton more of these one-on-one engagements rather than sitting back and just being a complete nuisance. You quickly just saw it on screen there. It's disappeared. So if you didn't catch it at home, sorry, it's not what
Twitch
you can do
chat right now is like, codes.
What's this?
Codes. There you go. Get yourself a gold pack, bro. Treat yourself.
That is the most, I don't know.
I'm
like
white and from England.
The Wonder Rap was about to drop there.
Mixtape coming 2018.
My mixtape is fire, yo.
It is.
So, quick shout out to everybody in the Twitch chat joining us today. It's an absolute pleasure to have you joining us. I've got a couple of my boys probably over in the Beyond Twitch chat as well. Shout out to everybody watching at home and all the people who are posting on the forum. We've got Team Beyond, we've got Reddit, we've got Halo Waypoint, we've got NeoGaf that I was actually introduced to yesterday. We even got Ready Up Live. So shout out to everybody over in the Halo community forums, whether you're a Twitch streamer, whether you're a YouTuber. If you are joining us for some cracking Halo eSports this weekend, welcome. And if you are just joining us as well for the first time ever, welcome. This is going to be a very, very nice weekend. We've got some new settings. We're going to be seeing some potential new players. We've obviously got an open bracket, Harry, going on in the background. We'll see some of those teams moving up potentially into champ bracket and facing off against some of these teams. There's some nasty little rosters in those. We were talking about, obviously, you've got players like, Ryanu. You've got Contra.
Yeah.
You've got Commonly. You've got Prototype.
Yep.
There are some big names there. And then you've got more of the amateur side of it, some more of the up-and-coming teams.
Yeah.
There's some very nasty little people.
Open events are all about making a name for yourself, right? If you're turning up to these open events and you make it out the open bracket and you play against these pro teams, all of a sudden you start getting known. You start getting in these Pro 8s. You start playing with these high-level players. You start improving more. You start earning more money because you're placing higher at tournaments. And all of a sudden your Halo career just kickstarts. One good tournament is all it takes, pretty much. If you play well at this tournament, you pretty much solidify your spot at the top of Halo for quite some time. If you play super good and take down pro teams. Obviously, it would take a monumental performance from an open bracket team, but it can happen.
I kind of want to touch on what you just said then, because I believe I saw a tweet from HCS not so long back saying on Luminosity Gaming, this time last season, he was playing in the open bracket.
Yep.
He was playing in open, worked his way up, bang. You can see him there, smiling away. Tommy on screen with his glasses at the end there. He's moved through the open. He's been there, done that, moved through the ranks, and now he's playing for Luminosity Gaming. It's not even, when you look, Victory X, Ninja, Trippy, it's not even the names of that. It's the caliber of the team that he's being picked up by. Luminosity Gaming is absolutely no joke. It's one of the top organizations in the world. And when you go from playing from open to playing at this level, man, it's a great achievement. And I'm sorry to say it, but we've even seen this through this season go the opposite way. We've seen someone, unfortunately, like Commonly, who's no longer on a pro team. He's now obviously fighting back through the open bracket. Me personally, I want to see his team move up to this level.
Yeah, well,
I think it'd be a great little story.
It's what you got to do at these open events. You got to grind through the open bracket, and I'm sure Commonly's relishing the opportunity to show all his former pro friends.
Not the problem.
Guys, I still got it, guys. Do you still like me, guys? Guys, please let me play with you again.
I don't even know if he needs to do that. I think it'll be literally
either.
It'll be literally probably just giving him a shoe-in and just saying, look, this is why I'm a pro player, and it's a nice little roster that he's got, and he's here obviously at Daytona performing, and that kind of goes for many of these rosters, and there's just too many to roll off while we're still waiting for this CTF on Truth to get going, but there's some really, really nice rosters, and I expect to see some of them up in that championship bracket, or at least I hope so. Everyone loves an upset. Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to getting to know and meeting some of the teams that make it to the championship bracket, because those really are the cream of the crop from the open bracket, right? I mean, these are the guys that are dedicating their heart and soul to the game and really putting the hours in and trying to make it to the top. So hopefully we see some players make a name for themselves at this event. Obviously, it's happened in the past. So I think it could happen.
Yeah. I believe we actually have a replay to show you guys at home, just so you don't have to keep seeing the players talking away on screen while we do get this third and potentially final map of this series
waiting
underway.
For Ninja to do the pon-pon after his first win of the day. Why
Cheeky
didn't he do
pon-pon.
it after the Empire?
So this is obviously some replays from our our second matchup. This was the
Liquid Splice.
Liquid versus Splice. It was a good game. I was hoping for a game 5, I won't lie, but Liquid, they just kind of got warmed up and says, all right, boys, it's time to do the business. It's time to crack on, and lo and behold, they did it.
Yeah, bit of a shaky start though from Liquid. Obviously, there's a lot of pressure on them at this event. A lot of people seem to think that Liquid are one of those teams that are really going to suffer without the assault rifle. But taking down Splice, who are again a lot of people's favorites to break into that top 3, and taking down them is really going to turn a lot of people's heads. And Sub-Zero was he was on fire, man. That man was not missing when it mattered. So that really sucked the soul out of Splice, and Liquid would take the win in that one.
I'm not a fan of the Sub-Zero.
No?
I'm preferring him Penguin. Like this weekend, I love Randa to death, but there is absolutely no way on God's green earth I'm calling him Daddy. I'm not...
Okay.
Harry.
Okay. All right, you can't spring that on me. He's too young, isn't he?
Huh?
To be a... it was gamer tags, Daddy. Okay. Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Oh,
now.
what else do you think about?
Nothing. As a man who's changed his gamer tag personally...
Just so we all know,
I say support it. I say support
Just
it.
so you know.
Can we beep that out to the stream? Is there a stream delay?
Slinky,
Can we censor that, please?
Slinky,
Don't say it. Is he saying it again?
Sorry. Wonderful.
Didn't you have like a really embarrassing old game attack? You must have.
I have been simmed throughout, my friend.
Even on like World of Warcraft.
Well, no, we don't speak about that.
Come on.
No,
Come on.
No.
If you don't want to call Randa Daddy, you've got to talk about this.
Oh God, are we actually going to do this?
Yeah, come on.
Really?
Yeah.
I am Decimar.
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 That's cool.
What do I actually have my... it might be the World Ender, I think, potentially. I can't remember which one I've got at the moment. I did have the Leroy Jenkins one as well. Okay, are we actually talking about Warcraft on a Halo stream?
Yeah.
Are you actually going to do this to me?
I'm talking about your screen name. I didn't want to talk about Warcraft.
Do you know who I am?
Decimar.
All right, Decimar. I am Decimar, the World Ender.
I'm changing...
Destroyer of Warzone kids on a global level.
Changing your contact name.
To Decimar.
On my phone.
I actually have
right
Mark as
to Decimar.
Bicetimus.
Bicetimus.
Bonset of biceps. I don't know what I've got him
That
as.
man is like 5 times the size of me.
He is. He certainly won't want to start a fight with him. But again, we apologise, guys, for the delay. We will be getting this one underway very soon. Hopefully, you're having some top banter as you find out my on-screen name from World of Warcraft.
Yeah, we learned that Sims doesn't want to call Randa Daddy, and we learned that he's also called Decimar. I feel
Dude,
like we
don't
learned
you
stuff
dare
here today.
diss my blood elf.
It's good. I like the name. You should go back to it.
Honestly, when I met my wife, we were in a nightclub. First thing I said to her, I'm a level 90 paladin.
Really?
No.
No? You just made that up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It sounded cool, though.
Don't lie to me ever again. Seriously, though, you should change the name back.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to HCS Daytona. Decimar here on the desk. I think it sounds good.
Tom Taylor. T squared. I tell you what, I've got to give Tom a lot of credit. Bringing back, obviously, the Str8 brand.
Yeah.
You know, there's seen quite a bit of success, fair enough. Still chasing that top 3 title. Whether or not they're going to get it this one time round, I think they're going to struggle. Obviously, if they go out to Luminosity pretty early like this. Well, they won't be going out. They'll be going down in the bracket, but things won't be too good. But certainly, obviously, Tom, to bring back the brand and, you know, get a team together, making Pro League finals. I've got to say, the last Pro League finals at fall season, nobody expected Str8 Rippin to be there. I believe they lost their first 3 games. They then become Str8. They then clutched up on the final day. They've been at every event so far, and they keep making these top 4 appearances. Everyone puts them down beforehand, and lo and behold, they do bounce back. Looks like we've got a couple of thumbs up on screen. Ladies and gentlemen, please, 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 tweet the stream, use the hashtag HCS and hashtag HCS Daytona.
Don't forget, if you do that as well, you have a chance to win an Xbox One S,
yes.
as well as be involved in the Jinx giveaway for some Halo goodies.
There are as well. And are you giving out away personally?
Me?
Yeah.
Autographs? I could pull out some hair.
Slinky?
Don't say that name, Decimar.
Yeah. Slinky and Decimar. Slinky and Decimar are at the desk. Capture the flag on truth. Why am I going American? I have no idea, and I apologize to
Daytona,
any
bro.
Americans I may have offended with that crap accent. First team to score 3 caps will be the victor. It's going to be, of course, capture the flag on truth. Str8 Rippin versus Luminosity Gaming. Welcome along to everybody who is just joining us, and of course, massive apologies to anybody who has been watching us throughout, listening to us talk rubbish, and for this delay, guys. But we are on Victory X's POV. Down goes one. That's going to be Hines. Trippy as well in the kill feed. Takes out Denoxide. Grenade goes down. No hit markers are found. Like the play though, Harry. Go underneath the base, play a little bit passive, and just wait this one out.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about. Because you don't appear on that radar anymore, it's so easy for you to stay alive and just be a nuisance. I actually want to give a massive shout out to this man. Didn't see his point of view too much in the last game. Saiyan went off, but he will be taken down. We'll go back to his point of view a little bit later on in the game when the camouflage comes up, because it was actually him who grabbed it the first time round. So LG are going to know the timing on that. I actually want to pop over to Denoxide's point of view here from Str8 Rippin, because he actually has a lot of players around his base at the moment, and that kill there, or excuse me, the missed kill on Victory could actually prove a bit of a troublesome situation for his team, but Ace combining with Denoxide will take down those 2, and the return will easily come in. The momentum at the moment, I'd say, almost definitely in favor of Str8, especially with Denoxide locking down these spawns. Big kill on Victory. He's going to be back on the death screen as well. And now with Denoxide patrolling this Carbine side, that means a lot of the Str8 members, excuse me, a lot of the LG members are going to be spawning in that basement, which means Ace up here on top middle. Excuse me, this is APG. Ace is this guy. There he is, and he's just gone down. Great job, me. I'm the best. APG is still pushing around the pink side. What I was going to say was, Ace there up on top middle could lock down those spawners trying to push out of the basement, but it looks like APG is going to try and do that himself. He goes down as well. and LG have survived this time around.
LG with 14 kills, Str8 Rippin with 13, pretty much neck and neck for this one. We did see VictorX earlier on with a triple kill as well, kicking things off rather early, 2 minutes into the game. Still 0-0 on the board here, no flags captured whatsoever. Luminosity with that 2-game advantage. Certainly, you know, there's a lot of pressure here on Str8 Rippin, otherwise they're going to be losing this matchup if they lose this game, Harry.
Yeah, and this P1 fight right here by Saiyan and Ninja, I believe that is for this camouflage which is coming up. And you can see it right there on your screen. Ace is going to win that one. And it looks like he's going to be gifted that one pretty much uncontested thanks to that fight right there. So despite LG grabbing the first camouflage, it's going to be Ace from Str8 Rippin to grab this one. And we've seen some good camouflage use so far in the stream at Daytona, but Ace now the last alive. He's to try and stay alive, but VictorX is going to spot him. He's surely going to be called out, and he will go down as well.
It was a good effort, at least. He realized you were there, so he crouched down because he didn't have half shields, but yeah, VictorX with the eagle eye did cop for him. Did at least take him down as well, so that's going to be the camo eliminated off the map. Hines, though, playing a little bit too passive for my liking. 1-2 of, there you go, that'll be why. We've got 2 members of Luminosity moving in from P side. Hines doesn't unfortunately get that kill, but it doesn't matter. Denoxide is there to clean it up. The last person here, if he gets that will be 3. 1, 2, 3 indeed. But they're going to be coming off the spawn rather quickly. And unfortunately, as you saw there just on screen and down in the bottom corner, APG, he was trying to block over on that car bubble, but it didn't work. They came straight off the spawn. 2 members took him down. Rippin is trying to flank on Hines, but unfortunately it doesn't work. It's actually going to be Saiyan who does the flank as well. Jumps up onto P3, then comes into P2, takes out that player. Will stick with him. No, he won't, in fact, excuse me. He's going to move across to Ninja. He's outside, though, in no man's land. Always a bit of a death pit out there, Harry. The times that I'll always kind of run out to bottom mid, especially if people have got eyes on you, you just seem to die because there's nowhere to run.
Yeah, both teams at the moment kind of fighting around this pink 2 area. That's because a lot of teams like running that flag at pink 1, but also because the camouflage is coming up soon. Don't forget, it was this man on our screens right now to grab the previous camouflage, and that's coming up in around the next 10 to 15 or so seconds. So with this pink 2 control, they can have height on any LG players trying to push out of the base, and the more kills they can get closer to the time of that camouflage coming up, means the easier it's going to be for them to get the camouflage and get the power up for themselves. You can see Ace right here, almost wanted to double back right there. The camouflage is coming up. Big reversal on Saiyan right there, and I wonder if he knows about the camouflage, though. That's the question. He will find Ninja with the flag, and he'll prioritize the re, and wouldn't be surprised to see him go back for the camouflage here. And soon, who's going to grab this camouflage, man?
Dan the man, though, with 3 kills. He did go down, but at least took Trippy with him with a death stick, so nice trade for trade. It's going to be APG with the camo. Ninja will chase down. Ace goes above his head. He chases that kill through. I don't know, maybe potentially just killed his teammate there. I'm not entirely sure. He took him down. The grenade came in. He did clean up one player, so he may have potentially accidentally killed his teammate there. I may have proved wrong. Never mind. If so, double beatdown will come in. Whiffs that one. Both players beat, does at least come out on top. APG gets that kill. Denoxide also taking down Ninja. 2 players, though, spawning in the bubble. But I like the play. Get the flag out.
Yeah, they're going to have to slay right here, though. You saw the 2 LG spawners. They can easily overextend because Str8 at the moment don't have anyone at top carbine to try and quell and just prevent those spawners from pushing out. You can see Saiyan just flying across the front base, and that flag run is completely dead there for Str8. If they had a player on top carbine right there, just putting pressure on the carbine spawners, they maybe could have made a bit more of a run of that, but unfortunately that was not the case, and it looks like it's just going to be actually LG on the offensive right now. It's going to be Ninja with the flag.
Running away, though. Does drop down. Absolutely baits out Denoxide. Waits for him to come across. Now he's going to run as well. There you have it. 1, 2, 3 members of Str8 Rippin. They're all dead. And now he's allowed to run this interesting flank run, at least. Does
it's a little bit rusty. It's okay.
Yeah, well, he does get it in. And he gets a stealth capture, which says a lot for his teammates. You know, no one's pinged him with a bullet while he's run that flag. Comes in clutch. We'll bag it up. There you go. Ninja sticks it in. 6 minutes on the clock. Luminosity Gaming. They're up 1-0, Harry.
Surprised he got that stealth capture, considering he actually threw the flag out and baited it as well. So
yeah,
very smart play there from Ninja. And you can see once again the camouflage fight around P2 is going to be vital. One of the players dropping down there on no shields. That should be really an easy cleanup. Ninja loses the fight versus APG, and VictorX picking up the previous kill means he's already going to be weak, and looks like the camouflage is going to go into the hands of a Str8 member. That's going to be Denoxide, so He's the last alive, I believe. Excuse me, it was not Denoxide. I think it was actually Ace. So we'll swap over to Ace right here with this camouflage because he's the main player in the game right now. Down 1-0, and with 5 minutes left, they still have a lot of time to try and fashion a flag round. If honestly, they're getting the kills right now straight. They're doing it absolutely fine. They just need that player to lock down the spawners. And it looks like there is a player, I believe that's APG, who just took down Saiyan up there on top Carbine to try and quell those overextenders. But once again, it's Victory X. We're about to see flag taken from the LG squad. Victory X is already in the Str8 Rippin base, so even if they win the kills in this situation, 3 down here for Str8, Victory's already running this flag.
They're only down by 3, though, when it comes to kills. You know, you spoke about it's outslaying. They weren't really doing that much, to be honest with you, Harry. Look at that, another stealth capture. It just feels to me like when Luminosity Gaming run this flag, they run it perfectly. They know where everyone is on the map. Their teammates defend, they'll get the slays, and they just don't, rather than pulling it and just hitting and hoping, it's like every single time they run a flag carry, it's the perfect time to do so.
The exact same problem that prevented Str8 getting a capture of their own just allowed Luminosity to capture a flag. Both Ninja and Victory X spawned bubble, pushed to top Carbine. Ninja went to top middle, got a little bit of map control and put some damage down. Victory X relied on his teammates to get the kills and was already running the flag by the time that Str8 were 3 dead. So perfect play there from Luminosity. Very impressed by them so far. Want to give Trippy a little bit of love, to be honest with you. Haven't seen too much of him and Saiyan in this series, but they've been really important for Luminosity's success so far in this series. Both very high damage dealers, and honestly, I've been very impressed with what I've seen from the two new additions to the LG roster, but it looks like it's going to be a flag put in here from Ace on the Str8 Rippin side.
Everyone is dead. Ground Pound Town is alive. Another stealth capture. That's 3 for 3 now that we've actually seen. It's 2-1. 3:30 remaining on the clock. Still a lot of work to do here for Str8 Rippin. Goes 1-on-1 with Saiyan. Wins out the battle at least. Now he's looking back, though. He's going to get his shield. His teammates rotating back into the base to make sure that nobody's there. He's got Richie Hines jumping up into the attic. No shots coming out, though. Now we'll move in. 1-on-1 battle with the Noxide that he's going to lose. And here comes Ace. Gets the call out, but they're all going to be spawning. Ninja with a double as well. That's massive to push them back.
And once again, there's an LG member already running the flag when they just got fresh slays. How does this happen every single time Str8? You just have to focus on that bubble spawn, man. That's all you have to do. You slay Luminosity when they're in the bubble, and then you can run the flag easy peasy, but instead they allowed overextenders to get back into their own base, and it's just, it's heartbreaking to watch because, honestly, if they just lock down that bubble spawn, they're playing this perfectly, but that one mistake, that one misplay from them is just costing them this game.
That's 3 dead again now. Honestly, every time we look at Str8 Rippin, they just seem to be dying over and over again. I'm looking how many kills we've got for Str8 Rippin. They're still actually in the lead, Harry. They've got 73 kills over on Luminosity Gaming. They're on 70, so, you know, they're still pretty much neck and neck. Back 75. Unfortunately, there's 2 members of Luminosity that go down, but they just don't seem to be transitioning these kills into caps time and time again, exactly like Luminosity is. When Luminosity sees a chance, they make it count. At the moment, it just feels like every time Str8 go for it, there's a little bit of miscommunication, and they're not just getting it at the right time. And then when they do pull, we're going to see Luminosity coming off the spawn. Trippy himself, as I say, he does that straight off. There's a double.
Yeah, really well played there from Saiyan. Could be a triple right here too, but the nade's just a little bit off. He will almost find the kill. Will he make the kill on Ace right here? What do you reckon? I think he won't. No, I think his teammate's going to clean him.
Where's he gone? And he's actually down below him.
He got one. That wasn't the guy, though.
That was
I told you. I told you he would come in. But look, again, fresh slays, but already moving the flag. This is just so well played here from Luminosity, and I think this is GG.
Yeah, this is really stellar performance. Textbook as well. The team working together once again. Another stealth cap.
Victory.
Time and time again, I've got to give credit where credit is due to Luminosity. When they run that flag, they run it perfectly. Me and Harry are actually looking at a kill feed, and it's literally just blue. It's just that they know exactly when is the right time to do it. It's okay, we've got them, let's go, go, go. And sometimes you'll see them get the kills, Harry. They'll pause for a second and slay again. And that's what I really like about Luminosity. The patience, the timing, the communication, the teamwork, everything is there. Fair play to Str8 Rippin. They did at least give them a little bit of a game midway through. They were certainly still in the lead when it comes to kills, you know? Unfortunately, things happen. They didn't go wrong. 3-0, Luminosity, GG. Overall, a good game.
Yeah, Str8 have a lot to work on that truth capture the flag. Obviously, easier said than done, and I'm just a caster, but they were doing everything right. They were formulating their pushes. They were getting map control perfectly. It was just once they slayed the LG roster once, and then they just didn't contest any of the spawners. And I have to give LG a lot of credit. They did very well, not only overextending, but also clearing out their own base, pushing back to their own base. It's so tough to make a decision in the heat of the moment when you're just coming off the respawn, being slayed by Str8 Rippin. Do you push to your own base? Do you push to the other team's base? And LG made the right decision almost every single time. So very well played there from LG. I'm very impressed from what I saw from them in this series.
10.3 KDA coming out of the knock side. That's a big scoreline for him. 26 to 20, 13 assists as well. Hines, though, Mr. Richie Hines, 22 assists. Talk about helping your team. Fair enough. It went negative, but 64% accuracy and 22 assists. Absolutely fantastic work from him. Sayan, 24 and 20, 19, 20 assists coming out of Victory X, as well as a triple kill. But that's going to be it as we see Luminosity take game number 3, 3-1, and the series 3-0 for now. We're going to get a little bit more of a breakdown on that last matchup. Gentlemen, over